So I will go and create a branch. Will connect the head to this T. Go and create a component. Elbow. Give 1 meter distance and connect. See, it creates a trim. If the T is made vertical, of course, the P.3 is made vertical. So at side, definitely you need to make trimming because the header is in slope itself. Right? Close this. Effect. See. So especially flare lines and drains, this will be quite useful. Okay, good enough. So our slope is finished. This is little different from PDMS, but it is very like user friendly now. Okay, next topic is spec bore modification. Spec bore modification. There's no change from PDMS. The form is exactly similar. For those who are new, sorry, this form is used to change the piping spec, insulation spec or tracing spec, and even the bore of the pipe. For example, in PNID there was a revision. Earlier the spec was A3A, then the spec is revised to A3B. Then you can change the spec. Spec bore for complete pipe and complete uh, individual components. Right? Insulation spec, tracing spec. Apply. Let me select from 3D view. Just okay. Let us do it for a simple pipe. For example, this one. What is the spec? QSPRE. Spec is A3B. Go to pipe, QP spec. This is the attribute. Go to branch, QP spec. On that pipe and branch, the attribute is P spec. And on component, it is SPRE. Okay, so in order to change the spec bore, in the modify menu, there is modify for pipe and it's all pipe hierarchy or modify by branch hierarchy. There's very slight difference here. It will, in this option, branch option, it will not change the spec of the pipe, but only for the branch. In here, it will change for pipe and all its members. Click on this pipe. Just a minute. I'm sorry. Uh, Fine. So let's resume. For this pipe, I want to change the spec. The current spec it is showing A3B. Now, these are the sequence of components from start of the pipe to the end of the pipe. So first there is a tube, then gasket, then again a tube, flange. So it is highlighting in 3D as you select them. Then there is a tube, then gasket, then again a tube, flange. So it is highlighting in 3D as you select them. Then there is a tube, then gasket, then again a tube, flange. So it is highlighting in 3D as you select them. Then there is a tube, then gasket, then again a tube, flange. So it is highlighting in 3D as you select them. right? So this is order. Now you may select all components to change the spec, or maybe few components. For example, you can select shift. You want a spec change after this, then you can select only few components. And you can see what are the column, the design element name, the current element, the description from the catalog, the P.1, the right point bore, the leaf bore, and if there is a T, it will show you P3 bore. And what is the spec component? The spec reference name is there. Then when you assign new, the new values will be repeated here. And also you can check insulation column, tracing column. So it will show you insulation tracing column. So as of now, there are no insulation tracing. So for example, I want to change the bore from current bore is 150, right? I want to, firstly, I will change the bore to 100. So let me select all. So in order to select, you can also select from 3D view, like select from 3D view. So if you select by pressing control and then click on select 3D view, so it will select in the list, right? Alternatively, you can select element control A, it will select everyone. And when you right click, there is a modify bore, modify specification, modify insulation spec, modify tracing spec. You can clear the selection, it will unselect everything. Select all, right? So let me select modify bore. So 150 is the bore. Let me select, make it 100 and click on apply. So it will update the values here. The original spec reference is this and the final spec reference is this. So while this is selected, and it gives you a report. As of now, it has not applied it. It is just showing you the report of availability or non-availability. If you select any of the row, it shows everything green. That means 13 selection were attempted and 13 are available in the 13 new values are available. So if you are confirmed, you can press apply, or if you are not confirmed, you can press undo. So let me press apply. Watch here. It says 13 components have been modified, but only one have been selected. Okay. So be careful. I'll cancel it. It says only the selected components will be modified. So select everything. It will show you the labels here and press apply. Do you want to apply modification? Yes. You see, bore has been changed, right? And after you select again, let me show you how to modify the specifications. Right click. Let me apply the insulation first. There is no insulation. Let me apply 25 mm insulation. Apply. And here you can see the new insulation spec. The insulation spec is showing, not just new, but it is updating. And after you press apply, insulation is updated, but I need to turn on the graphics. Okay, so insulated is shown. Similarly, you can apply tracing, but let me change the specification now. Modify specification. Okay, so current specification is A3B. I want to change it to say A1A, right? And pipe branch reset. Do you want to apply to the components only or change the attributes of pipe and branches? So you can select pipe and branches or only the branch. So pipe and branch along with the components. And this is a checkbox change out of spec component. This is a special checkbox because those components, sometimes what happens is we make a spec for supports. The support spec is not the same, it's a common spec for all the piping specs, right? So you do not need to change the support spec, right? Or sometimes what happens is we for instrument we make a separate spec and this will be